Hey guys, and welcome to WordsAtScale. So lately I have been extremely frustrated with AutoGPT, and the reason being is that I had so many wonderful ideas to test, so many different SEO techniques, but none of them, and I repeat, none of them sufficed. So I could not make AutoGPT do anything from what I envisioned. And then one of our subscribers told me that there is this God mode, which is application, which is a AutoGPT in a browser. The URL is godmode.space, and it looks amazing and it's very easy to use. So I thought I would rerun all of my experiments, and long story short, I failed miserably. And just so you know, maybe you will have more luck than me. So again, the website is godmode.space. And just to make sure you understand, there are a lot of YouTubers that are talking about Agent GPT and other AutoGPT browser-like applications, and none of them are connected to the internet, to the Google, and so this one is. So to demonstrate this, I'll choose a web page with crypto prices, and I'll go fetch the real-time price of BTC from. I'll paste in the page, and the way it works, here's your commands, and obviously you need to have your API ready, which I won't be revealing for obvious reasons. So you press launch. Then the God mode is going to come up with a few suggestions as far as goes. So suggestion number 2, establish a connection. Okay. Extract the real-time price. Okay. Store the extracted price in a suitable data structure or formats. And I will rewrite it, store the extracted price in TXT. And you can add your goals as well. And another beautiful feature is this one here, which is the auto approve. So once this is pressed, every decision that you have to take is going to be auto-approved for the following 10 minutes, which is very handy, especially when you're doing some research. So God mode says I will use the browse website commands. Okay. And again, I don't have to click anything. This is all going to be auto-approved, as I said. Okay, so it's actually fetched the price, which is 28,823. Hang on. And this is 28,820. So this is very close. We can see this is the real price. So it is connected to the internet. And the beauty of this program is that it even stores those things into files. So this is the file I can download. And this is the price. So everything works beautifully. But whenever I try to do something fancy or somewhat fancy, I fail miserably. So God mode, it goes into places that it shouldn't, and it doesn't store information where it should store the information, and it just goes round and round and round, and I'm extremely frustrated with myself. But then I saw in one of my commands under a video regarding AutoGPT, so a subscriber basically, or a viewer basically said, why don't you use Bing? And I was like, well, Bing is it's not auto-prompting, so it's not AI in a sense that AutoGPT is, and it's not this and that. And then I was just grounded by the realization that I was wrong. So for many of the tasks that I wanted to use AutoGPT, Bing is a better option. And we can actually stop this nonsense here. I will show you 3 examples of how you can use Bing for SEO purposes. And then we'll try to do one of the easiest ones with God mode, and you'll see the difference. So let's head over to Bing, and I'll be using the creative mode. So the first one would be compile 25 popular questions about crypto mining at home, and compare it to ChatGPT. This is not going to be hallucinations. This is going to be references. And Bing can be, in this regard, can be used for keyword research as well. What is crypto mining? How does it work? What are the benefits? What are the best cryptocurrencies to mine at home in 2023? Mind you, yeah, this is a very nice, very robust list of keywords and questions. And it's very fast, so Bing is fast. Even though it supposedly runs on GPT-4. So this is it, and we can see the sources that Bing has used to compile the list of the questions. So very simple. Another way I find it extremely useful to use Bing is to compile glossaries. So the next command is going to be compile a comprehensive A to Z terms for AI generated art and see the magic unfolding. So it starts with the letter A, AA art, AA art generator, AA art style. And these are all relevant. Clip, a neural network model developed by OpenAI that can learn from any kind of data. Dolly, Dolly 2, an improved version of Dolly. Deep Dream, a computer vision technique. GAN, a type of neural network that consists of two competing models. In painting, latent space. And I'm actually curious to know how far it's going to go. Well, obviously to Z, but still. So it's skipping some letters, but this is a good starting point. So we can. Okay, so let's try to. This is not a very comprehensive list. Let's try another way of using it, but this is not the point. I'm not saying Bing is the best. I'm just saying that Bing beats AutoGPT in many of the tasks. So let's try and repeat the initial commands, like compile a comprehensive A to Z glossary terms list of 50 terms. Yeah, maybe this will work better. Oh, this doesn't look like it's going to go to 50, but let's see what happens. So I've counted 20, and I guess if we were to rerun this a couple of times, we can get up to 50. So this is not too bad, but still. And the last use case that I like, find the top 5 best mining rigs for home and rank them. Okay, so the first one is Antminer, Dragon Mint, yeah, I don't like how it's ranking them, so I would have preferred to have a 1 to 5 star kind of scoring, but we can fix that. And this is all with the references, so this can be trusted to an extent, based on the above. Create a helpful table and rank from 1 to 5. Okay, add a 5-star rating to the table above. Okay, so it's now ranking everything as 5 stars. No, it's not. Oh, wow. Okay, nice. And this is a very nice looking table. So, and presumably this is factual. I will not be fact checking this, but this looks good. And the logic is as follows. So the 5th place has got the single star, and the 1st place got the whole lot, so all 5 stars. Okay, and now let's head back to God Mode, which is presumably much more powerful system. And let's try something very simple, like compile 25 popular questions. Compile 25 popular questions about crypto mining at home. We'll press launch. Research popular questions, okay. Compile list of 25. Organize lists of questions in clear and concise manner. Why not? And I'll be again auto-approving just for the sake of this video. But if I see AI going north, I will pause the task and I will use the optional feedback that I can use to course correct the AI. So first it wants to Google what are the common questions about crypto mining at home, okay. Now it's saying that it has all the information it needs and it's just compiling the 25 questions. Now it wants to again Google the frequently asked questions. I don't understand that. But since it's auto-approve enabled, let's just roll with this. Search files. So it wants to see if I have any files. Now it wants to browse individual websites, and we will add it since it is logical. So it's now browsing cryptopolion.com. And you can go to these sections here to see what the result is. So here it's fetched different titles. So what happened here? I'm not sure. Something went wrong. Now let's try another website. So one of the reasons Bing did well, because it just, I assume it just searched Bing. And now this God mode is trying to go at a level of an individual website and scan the website, the concrete pages and posts. Maybe I'm wrong, but again, and I've tried different variations. So the command is so simple, and I would have assumed this would have worked like a charm. And I've tried specifying the PAAs and related search queries in the past. Then it would write this enormous code that never worked. So, and we'll let it run for a few minutes more until we give up. I will compile list 25 questions. You got multiple answers. So it's good to collect more data. Okay, let's collect more data. Why not? And we haven't saved anything in any of the files yet, so it's too premature to stop the task. And again, like maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I played around with the local AutoGPT, which I installed previously, and I would get very similar results. Now it wants to improve the existing code, and I'm not sure what this code is even meant to be doing. And this is one of the problems with AutoGPT, well, at least for me, because I like quick and elegant decisions. I like quick and elegant solutions, but AutoGPT seems to be wanting to write code for everything. And this is some kind of a parser. But again, I'm fully committed to seeing this through, just to show you what happens in the end. So now it wants to implement the changes. And this is a parser, so I recognize beautiful soup for one of the Python libraries to fetch data from HTML. I will now add commands to the code to improve its readability. Okay, fine. And you can go back to any of these steps to see what was happening. Okay, I will now improve the get code result. Once the function is approved, I will test it and use to get a list of 25 popular questions. So hopefully this is one of the last iterations that we have to go through. And again, like with Bing, I mean, for me at least, SEO is about speed as well. And I have spent countless hours with AutoGPT and the God mode, and the results were very disappointing so far. And as far as the time spent goes, I'm just feeling very disappointed. With ChatGPT in Playground, at least you get a response. Yes, it's sometimes it's not what you want, but it is a response. But here it's like a constant loop, and iteration after iteration after iteration. I will now test the get Google result function. So the AI is testing the get Google results. And maybe if I were more tech savvy, I could have just used that in the initial go and it would have saved more time. And if you are one of those tech savvy people, maybe you can comment under this video and let me know. Now that I have retrieved a list of relevant questions related to home crypto mining, I will review each question in the list and clean out any irrelevant or repetitive questions. So again, this looks like a valid step, but how many of these are we going to have? Now that I have compiled a clean list of your questions, I will organize the questions into categories, and maybe it's time for me to intervene. So normally I would have just said no, save the questions in the file. Now that I have organized the question, I begin compiling detailed answers. Okay, and that we don't need. What it wants to do basically is to, okay, I got the questions, but I need to get the answers as well. And these might come in handy for compiling FAQs and whatnot, but this is not what we wanted. After researching and compiling detailed answers, I will review and edit the text to ensure now. Save everything to a TXT file. And in theory, we should get a file with questions and pre-populated answers, but again, from my experiments and experience, I often get an empty TXT file. Now that I have completed compiling, organizing, and reviewing the answers, I am ready to present the final list of questions. To do so, I will print the contents of the file into the console and inform the user whether I can access the final file. Okay, looks like we are almost done. And the AI wants to create this final list TXT file that we can access. And if it does indeed create this file and it's going to be populated with questions, we can go back to Bing and compare the results. That'd be interesting. Now that the user has reviewed the final list, I will ask for feedback. I'll take notes. And this is, where's the file? Where's the fucking file? No. Just save the file. And I do realize that this technology is very early in the making and it's raw, so to speak. But AI is improving so fast and my expectations were higher for this application. And, and now we're getting the error. Nice. And no file. Let's try again. And we still didn't get the file. Let's refresh. Nothing. You did not save the questions and answers to the file. I'm just curious, did we have those questions at any point of time? And I remember that we were supposed to get this, to be getting this file already. So I don't know what happened. Now that I have saved the file, I will inform the user that I can access the file. Okay, and this is the file, so drum roll. And this is what I'm saying, guys. This is what I'm saying. This is bullshit. And I hate this program so very much. Not the program, but the idea. And maybe I've been just making mistake after mistake after mistake with this. And please point me into the right direction if I have. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully this video was at least entertaining, not as much educational. And so like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time.